Hi, everybody. Tasha here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. Welcome back and happy Sunday to you all. So, we have Stellan here today. I know that many of you will be very happy to see Stellan. And to those of you new, Stellan here is my Levi sculpt by Bonnie Brown. And he is like kind of my little crown jewel. He's my dream Levi, so to speak. Actually has his brother Bear's little passy right now. You may see Bear as well, because I gotta get that little tootskin changed too. But for now, we have Stellan. And I'm gonna get Stellan changed into this Kate Quinn. It's a bamboo, organic bamboo lap neck gown that has the knot at the end. Really love these. I discovered these, and when I ordered this with the pumpkins on it and in the color, I really did picture Stellan in this. So Stellan is going to wear this, and I think I'll get some fun, you know, Halloweeny fall photo shoots. So I'm looking forward to doing that with Stellan. Stellan is currently downstairs. He's actually in the car seat that I have. That's just kind of where I plopped him. So I'm still moving and things and organizing. So, um, he is just, to me, I mean, and I have seen some absolutely amazing Levi's out there, like truly, like you could gaga over some of the Levi's out there. In general, I really haven't seen a Levi I didn't like because I love the sculpt so much, but I've seen some really, really beautiful ones. But there's just to me something very special about Stellan that he's just his own little character, and there's never been a Levi um truly identical to him and his painting. Sometimes an artist just nails it with that extra special something, and it just can't ever be repeated. It can get close, but it can't ever be repeated. So, and of course, I don't think you're going to be able to see and appreciate the painting on him in this lighting because it is 5 o'clock in the morning. It's still dark out, so it's still like night. But that is Stellan. I just love the mottling and just, I don't know. He's just, to me, he floats my boat, and he's a little, character in himself. So, anyway, gosh, I'm so behind because I got so much great stuff to talk about. But I think I'll after we get Stellan changed, I'll bring you all around. There's a couple babies changed to have a look at, and we'll chat. So, um, and before I start really, really chatting, I want to let you all know, first off, don't forget to head on over right now and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Also, I have a channel membership, and I want to let y'all know because I know that some of you that have been here and enjoying my channel, I recognize your channel names, and I get some really great questions, which is absolutely fabulous. And that, sometimes I wind up doing a topic on good questions and stuff, but sometimes the questions are very like in depth and multifaceted, and a lot really to type. And in general, I read all the comments. Of course, I love all your comments and I read them, but I'm not necessarily able to respond to them all out here. But in my membership, we really talk a lot about, some of the questions that I'm getting in detail about, you know, just collecting and sculpts and artists and silicones and care of silicones and just all sorts of stuff that I have exclusive, live chats in there for my members, and I post exclusive content, and there's a little more interacting. It's a, smaller group in there. So come on in if you're interested. It's $1.99 a month. That's all inclusive. It can be canceled at any time. You do have to be 18 years or older. So there's, adults in there, and it is all doll collectors, and everybody's kind of at every different stage of collecting, which is wonderful because everybody can help each other out and, share our journeys at what point we're in and all of that. So super fun. And literally it's like less than the price of a cup of coffee a month. So definitely something fun to do, to think about. And I love Stellan in this gown, as I thought I would. It's hard. I've spoken about being kind of overwhelmed with babies. I am downsizing my collection. That's another perk to my membership. I always give first dibs and will post any babies that I'm letting go that I haven't already conducted, something like, privately. But a lot of them, how many babies have went to Pixie Squad members now? I can't even count. There's been quite a few babies that have left my nursery straight through the Pixie Squad. So that's another perk. And anyway, so I'm getting there in downsizing a bit, but I do have 2 babies up on my Instagram account right now. So if you don't follow my Instagram, there's a link below in the description. I also want to let you guys know that I have a little clothing sales shop, Instagram shop. I started pre-loved baby clothing, and I'm starting out. I just posted my first, bunch of clothes like 3 o'clock in the morning. I know I'm not great with like time and all that, but this stuff is up and people can browse, and hopefully I'll get more pictures and get some more stuff done tomorrow. And the stuff I'm starting with is a lot of the things clothing that I bought secondhand or just bought and used when I was more first starting out in the hobby. So the items starting out are more, thrifty, affordable kind of, clothing. And then, after I got a whole bulk of it. But after I get that done, then I can start, adding pieces that I've been buying that I'm finished with, that I want to see something else and that sort of thing, if that makes sense to you all. So definitely check. If you go to my main Instagram account through the link below, you'll see the posts with the link for my clothing, which is I think it's Pixie Pre-Loved _clothing, or Pixie Loved, PIXI, and then loved, and then _clothing. Anyway, just go through my main account and get a listing of it, because I'm like, can't even think straight. All right, we're going to move Stellen over here. So, Kelly girl and I have been talking a lot. She's going through some stuff, and I know many of you that watch me, I'm over here getting bare. Many of you that watch me do watch, Kelly girl's channel as well. And, she's been in kind of a funk with the hobby, and there's been some stuff going on. And then she sold some clothing many months back. To get the full story, I'll put a link to her starting video that kind of explains it. But long story short, sold to this lady twice back in like June or something like that. And like 3 months later, all of a sudden, there's 2 chargebacks filed. And they pulled the money right out of Kelly's account, because that's what they do. They take it out when, somebody opens a chargeback. And it was, on a decent amount of money here, several $100s. So you're not talking about, peanuts here. And on top of that, she got slammed with fees on each chargeback. They charge the seller when somebody does a chargeback on you. And the woman who got the clothes was thrilled with the clothes, said she was thrilled with the clothes, pictured her babies in some of the clothes. Actually, I think sold or put up for sale one or two of the pieces to sell on already. Like totally been using the clothes, happy with the clothes many, many months. And she told Kelly that she was hacked, that it wasn't her that did the chargeback. She was hacked. And that somebody pretending to be her on her account did these two chargebacks. Then it was a different story, and it was her eBay was hacked or something. Then it was her bank account. So it just went on, and it's just become very clear that this woman is, just kind of stalling Kelly, and Kelly's had to take all the time to provide the proof to the credit card company, but now she's still waiting, and of course it's a waiting game with, it's just a big old headache. And then she she wanted to talk about that on her channel because, of course, we want to let other collectors know that this is kind of like the new scam that's out there now, that people are pulling these chargebacks, because you think you're safe with PayPal, especially in goods and services. The buyer's protected, the seller's protected. Well, seller's not protected, because the buyer can go around PayPal, bypass PayPal, and go to their credit card company and file a chargeback. And then PayPal has no control over it. It's all in the hands of the person's credit card company, which you all know how it goes. A lot of times credit card companies will side with their customers. And even so, even if they don't, you're still stuck with the chargeback fees, the PayPal chargeback fees, and it takes, 3-4 months or so to get your money back, if you ever get it back. And of course, in this case, it actually, when they first took it out, it put Kelly's PayPal in the negative, which it's just a terrible thing to have happen. And nobody wants to see it happen to any other collectors. So, it's trying to be passed around so collectors realize, well, you're not necessarily so safe with PayPal. And you really, really, really want to know who you're doing business with here, especially on the doll sales, because that's what everybody's thinking of. On a doll sale, it's a lot more money. There's a lot more on the line. And then the person has your doll, your money. It's just a mess. And, this community has always been about protecting one another and, making one another aware when these things happen. And yes, and I'm sure the name will get put out once, there's some sort of resolution, of course, so that people can be aware of this specific person. But in general, on a whole, just to let everybody know right now that this can happen. So then, yes, I know this is a little kind of sort of not drama, but it's, not happy, joy, blowing sunshine up your ass part of this video. And if you don't want to hear it, click out. It's so easy. Click out. Go to a different video. But then she had like this nasty message sent to her from this random person she didn't know on Instagram. Just basically telling her what a piece of crap she was, and how she spread negativity on her YouTube channel, and all her friends were awful and responsible for, all the, terrible things in the community, the negativity or whatever. And it's just so unnecessary. First off, how dare people think that they have a right to censor what you are and aren't going to put on your channel. It's very simple to just click off and not watch if you don't like what someone's sharing. And most of us here are here to share to our vlogs, to share our journeys in collecting. And unless someone is being completely fake and just blowing sunshine up your ass every day, all the time, if you follow a channel, you're going to hear about that person's ups and downs, their experiences, their emotions in collecting, their stages in collecting, and where they're at. It's something that we like to share with one another. And you know, personally, my journey here, I mean, you've all heard all through my back surgery, all through like anything going on, and, you know, especially anything that's in here that affects my collecting, or how I feel about my collecting, or, you know, how I was, you know, getting overwhelmed and wanted to, you know, sell some dolls. As I was moving the things downstairs, I was realizing, you know, it's not the same kind of, you know, as far as space, and that I was shifting more towards enjoying buying clothes, and that makes it difficult when you're spread so thin across so many dolls, and da 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 da. Those of you that follow my channel, you know, have heard all of this. I'm being real, I'm being honest, I'm just sharing my journey. Of course, Kelly is the same. So it does get aggravating when, you know, people just think it's okay to private message a perfect stranger, to like chew them out on what they don't like about them and their YouTube channel. It's so unnecessary. If you don't like somebody's YouTube channel, don't watch it. It's just that simple. Like, I want to ask you all, you can let me know in the comments. I've done a video on this in the past, but yes, we repeat topics and we repeat things because there's new viewers and new collectors coming in all the time. So of course, some things, you know, get talked about. But how many of you all here watch channels that you don't enjoy, people that you think that are negative and not nice and that you don't like? How many of you like watch their channels just to, I guess, like hate watch and to leave them nasty negative comments, or in this case, like, you know, go seek them out somewhere else on social media privately and private message them? Like, how many of you would do that? Like, to me, it's quite insane, but that's my opinion, and it's my platform, and I'm entitled to it. And as far as the chargeback things that are going on, I'm going to tell you something. That is stealing. It is outright, it's stealing. Look at Bear. I wanted to put him in this that Stellen was in, because I feel like the colors match, and I wanted him to have a chance to like wear it. Like, I just love this color for the fall, and I want to do each of them a nice fall photo shoot. So anyway, I didn't quite explain why I was just swapping the outfit. And I'll let you have a peek over here, even though there's like a hot mess going on over here, and poor Milo's over here going, I'm just a little newborn baby, and I just have no clue what's going on. And I see my big brothers and sisters all getting dressed for Halloween, but I'm just a little baby, and I want to be all comfy and cozy. So here's Milo. And then we have, Mikhail. I did a lot tonight. I've been up all night. We have Mikhail in his little trick-or-treat Halloween pajamas. And then we have little Shae, who just absolutely lights up the room. And she's in this little bodysuit with these little kitty socks and candy corn little headband. And this shirt actually is part of a little outfit. It goes with this little jumper dress, this little kitten dress. But she's worn the kitten dress already I didn't get her in it last year, but I think it was the year before. And she just looks so sweet, all like baby-like with just the socks and the onesie. And I kind of combed her hair down like a little more like, babyish. And I might put the dress on her, but I definitely want to get a photo shoot the way she is. Just looking like this because it's just a little different, something a little different. Look at that face. Look at that face. And Mikhail's like, ugh, Mommy, we've been at this all night. I'm very tired. I've been watching you post all the clothing. And he's just like, maybe it's time for bed. And then poor Oscar's over here like, why am I still in this little dressed up sweater and stuff? I want some comfy clothes on, Mommy. And why am I up here and not downstairs? So now you see some of the babies over here. So what I was finishing up and saying about the chargebacks is essentially, chargebacks were set up not for the reasons that people are using them. They're set up to protect buyers in case you're buying something and, you're getting scammed, that you buy an item and it's never sent, or you buy an item and they send you something completely different than what you paid for. Just things like that. It's not designed to steal from people, to buy items and then, do a chargeback. It's not, designed for that. And that's essentially what it is. When you have bought whatever it is, whether it's a doll or clothing, and you've opened it and you're happy and, in this case, gone on for months with it, having this clothing from two, separate transactions in this particular case, then to go and pull a chargeback, and now you have the clothing, you have the person's money, so they're out their clothing, they're out the money, or they're out the doll and they're out the money, they're out the fees that PayPal has taken out that you definitely don't get back, because that's just like the same thing as like if you cash a check that bounces at your bank, they charge you a fee. That's it, period. Whether it's not your fault that somebody wrote a bad check, but that's the way that they work things, because they, I guess, want you to be careful about who you're doing business with. Whatever, it's just the way that it is. So that's like a triple sting, number one. And number two, it is absolutely stealing. When you're buying on the secondhand market and you're buying something on a final sale as is, and you've been provided pictures or video or whatever it is, and you're agreeing to the terms of the sale and that it's a final sale, there's no refunds, and you get the item and it's, not you, you received what it was that you were supposed to receive. It's just outrageous to have the item in your possession and go and do a chargeback on somebody. It's stealing. Secondhand sales are secondhand sales. These are we're private sellers here. We're not businesses. This is a hobby and art and buying and selling and trading and that sort of stuff. It would be if like you went to somebody's yard sale and you bought, I don't know, say a record player for $100, and you left the yard sale, you went home and you decided, you know what, this record player doesn't fit exactly where I thought it would in my living room, and the color doesn't really match my living room, and I'm just not, loving it the way I thought I would. And, you leave the record player in your living room and you drive back to the person's yard sale. And as they're cleaning up and they're putting their stuff back away in the garage and stuff, and you have your little cash box that you collected money for the day, they just come up, reach in, steal the $100 out, back out and run. And now they've got your $100 and they've got your record player. You know, that's exactly what it is when you buy something from someone. You receive the item, you have the item's fine, and for whatever the reason, whether you're just flat out need the money or you just decide, oh, it doesn't, I didn't bond with it, it didn't fit my doll, whatever the case may be. Buyer's remorse, and then you just go and pull a chargeback. It's theft. It's stealing. That's what it is. It's stealing. You're going around PayPal so that they can't protect the buyer, and you're going through that loophole to the credit card company to do a chargeback for a reason that chargebacks aren't designed for. And that's a thief. And so yes, when you have someone that has stolen from you and then is just bullshitting you along and lying and insulting your intelligence, giving you ridiculous excuse after excuse, and every time it's a different excuse, and it's just, of course somebody's going to be aggravated, and of course they're going to talk about the fact that this can happen. So beware of who you're doing business with. Perhaps look into another way of getting paid, because PayPal doesn't seem to be protecting anybody anymore. We talk about the scams for the newbies coming in and all the sites that are out there that steal even some of our own photos, and they take your money and they say you're getting this doll, and then they send you some plastic doll, or they send you nothing at all, and they keep your money and they close up shop and they're gone. We warn you all, we make videos like that to protect, buyers from getting scammed. And not everybody is out there is honest when they're selling a doll. So we get into detail of what you can do, to help ensure that you don't get scammed, and, asking for, close-up pictures, safety picture. And I mean, I've made whole videos on this. I think probably all season collectors that are on YouTube have. So why wouldn't we get into detail and talk about how protecting sellers, and that this is what's happening to sellers out there? Like, why wouldn't we protect one another? It's ridiculous to think that. So, it's just upsetting to see it happen to a friend, and I've seen it now multiple times happen to friends and people in this community, and it's just not right. We're all here trying to have fun and enjoy a hobby, and this is just crap that we shouldn't have to encounter here in life. You just expect more of adult doll collectors, and you just do. But anyway, it's out there, it happens, just as all you newbies need to beware of the scams that are out there, and get familiar with artists and sculptors, following them, and get familiar with pricing on what certain dolls cost from certain artists, etc., etc. Because right up front, a lot of those things you would see, and you would know darn well that that doll is not possibly going to be that little amount of money. So there's lots of ways to protect yourself. And one day the new people here are gonna buy dolls, and they then down the line may be looking to sell, and they're going to be in the same position as first time sellers or second time sellers, new sellers. And they think, oh, PayPal's great, and I have protection, and my buyer has protection, and they don't realize that, well, no, you don't. So you really want to know who you are doing business with, period. That's the bottom line. It's really become, so rampant here, these scams that are going on, that you want to know who you're buying from, and you want to know who you're selling to. Bottom line, folks. So anyways, just a, little Sunday mix of seeing Stellan, seeing Bear, seeing them get changed, a little, festiveness, harvest festiveness, and of course, the adorableness over here. Poor Oscar, very confused over there. And little Milo saying, but I'm just a baby. I'm just a baby. I am just loving the crap out of this baby. Oh my gosh. If I had all day to just hang out with him, I just would. He's so squishy. He's so squishy. All right. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. Check out the link in my in the description below, or the blue join button next to subscribe, to come on in and join the Pixie Squad. We're going to be talking more in depth in our next live stream about, buying and selling and scams that can occur, and also sometimes how we're treated as channel creators or just other collectors. They have Instagram, other platforms.